Please adhere to YouTube's selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during the video. All actions are performed by professionals.
Alrighty, so yesterday I bought an $8 portable ashtray in Japan, and now I am going to be using it for the first time and letting you guys know what I think of it. But I can already say that I think I'm gonna love it. That is for sure. But before I go ahead and hop into using my my brand new $8 portable ashtray from Japan for the first time, I want to go ahead and explain why I bought it. And the reason why I bought it is very simple. Because the ashtray I've been using for the last month or so I've been in Japan is not exactly to my preference. This is the ashtray I've been using for just about the last month I've been in Japan, and it has some issues, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Number one being, I can't set it down on the ground next to me and just ash into it kind of thing. I can't just sit down on a bench, put this on the bench, and just ash into it. I actually have to hold the ashtray because it's made out of plastic. It's made out of plastic, and kind of just have to hold it open like that kind of thing. Now, you can get it to stay open, but you still kind of have to hold it, or you have to lean it up against something or something like that kind of thing. It's not really a very good ashtray for setting down, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. And I mean, like, it makes sense. It's made out of plastic. And the other issue I have with it is also because of the same reason. It's made out of plastic, which means that you cannot put lit cigarette butts inside this ashtray right here. Otherwise, your the inside of your ashtray is gonna melt, and then you're gonna have to buy another ashtray because it might melt through the ashtray. That would not be very pleasant, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, and so I've been very careful about not putting lit cigarette butts in this ashtray right here. But I'd prefer to just be able to put lit cigarette butts in my ashtray, or to at least be able to stub out my cigarette butt on my ashtray kind of thing, but that's something I cannot do with this ashtray right here. And so ever since I bought this ashtray, I have been looking for a nicer ashtray, one that I can set down on the ground next to me and just ash into, and one that I can actually stub my cigarettes out on. And finding an ashtray that meets those specifications, has honestly been, I will admit, a little bit of a challenge, because every single tobacco shop I go to, they only sell one kind of portable ashtray, and that's this kind of portable ashtray right here. There are different varying levels of price and niceness, but all of them have one thing in common. The inside of it is plastic. And so all of them have the exact same issue. I have to hold it open, and I can't put it on the ground next to me. And that is the only variety of portable ashtray I have been able to find for just about the last month in Japan. Until yesterday, when I went to the Tobacco and Salt Museum in Tokyo, Japan, for the second time. Now, I didn't go to the Tobacco and Salt Museum for the museum. I've already been to the museum, and don't get me wrong, I do want to go through the museum again, but yesterday I just simply did not have time to go through the entire museum and everything like that, so I only went to the gift shop, and I skipped paying for the museum and everything like that kind of thing. I was like, I'm only going to the gift shop. And the reason I went to the gift shop is because the gift shop has a really good selection of smoking accessories. And I was like, you know what? If any smoke shop, if any tobacco store is going to have a really nice portable ashtray, it's going to be the gift shop at the Tobacco and Salt Museum in Tokyo, Japan. And I didn't see any the last time I went. I've gone to the Tobacco and Salt Museum previously. I went there at the very beginning of my trip in Japan. But for some reason, I didn't notice that they had portable ashtrays there. Otherwise, I would have bought one at that time. Maybe they were out, something like that kind of thing, not exactly sure. But yesterday, I did indeed see that they had portable ashtrays for sale at the Tobacco and Salt Museum in Japan. And so I bought one. They actually had two different varieties of portable ashtrays for sale. They had portable ashtrays like this one right here for sale for, I want to say, 100 yen. And then they had portable ashtrays like this one right here for sale for 1,100 yen. I bought the 1,100 yen one. In USD, that's about $8. So not too bad of a purchase if I do say so myself. Certainly not too expensive, that is for sure. So certainly no complaints on my behalf. And yeah, that is the story of me buying this ashtray right here. I'm so glad to actually have an ashtray that at least I think is going to be more to my preference in my hands right now. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. As said, it was 1,100 yen, and I think it's gonna suit what I need perfectly, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. And today I'm just so excited to use it for the first time and to let you guys know whether I think this portable ashtray right here was actually worth the price or not. When I was in the museum, there were two different color sort of schemes for this ashtray. There was a pure red one, and then there was the red and the white one. I went for the red and the white one just because it looks more interesting to me, and honestly, I thought it would be better for a thumbnail, and I still do think it would be better for a thumbnail. That is half of the reason why I bought this color scheme for this ashtray right here, so certainly no complaints on my behalf. But I do think, without further ado, before I go ahead and actually get the ashtray out of the plastic packaging it's in, I just want to go ahead and show you guys the packaging real quick. Not that there's really much to cover, I will admit, but we can just see some kanji at the top and everything like that, and it's just saying something along the lines of portable ashtray, portable smoking area, and it's like no ash will fall out or something like that kind of thing. And I think it says something along the lines of smell proof or something like that. I did use Google Translate on the front of the packaging before this video, but honestly I can't remember the specifics of what it says. Moving on to the back of the packaging, we can see all of the manufacturer information right here, how to recycle the plastic, the barcode right here, and then just a little bit of a how-to of how to use this ashtray right here as well. It tells you how to actually ash into it and how to open it and everything like that, and it tells you how to clean it as well. Pretty much what it says for how to clean it is it's like open the ashtray and dump it upside down. That's how you're supposed to clean. that's how you're supposed to clean it, which I find pretty amusing. I will admit, I'm like, okay, so there's no specific cleaning procedures, it's just dump it upside down. That's pretty amusing, I ain't gonna lie. I think I might try to use a cleaning procedure a little bit more heavy than that, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. But I'm not gonna talk about how to open it yet because I don't have it out. So why talk about how to open it when I could demonstrate it instead? So as such, that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna go ahead and get this packaging all opened up and go ahead and demonstrate how to actually open this ashtray and use this ashtray before I actually get my cigarette all lit up and use my $8 portable ashtray from Japan for the first time. And I'm just gonna overall go ahead and just let you guys know what the quality of it is and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So here's just a little tab right here or something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing all out and shove the plastic right here so it doesn't blow away because it is a little bit windy today. And I'm gonna try to get this out of the plastic. I will admit, a little bit tough. There we go. Got that out of the plastic. I did not even realize this was in the bag. I will admit, I did not notice that at all. Let's just go ahead and shove that in my backpack though, so I don't litter or nothing like that. And now let's actually go ahead and take a look at the ashtray itself. Before I go ahead and just actually let you guys know what the quality of the ashtray is, I want to go ahead and just demonstrate how to open it. How do you open it is pretty simple, I will admit. You just grip the bottom with your two or three fingers like this, and then you just slide the top just like that. And then it just opens just like that. And then you can just set it on the ground and just tap your cigarette into it. You can just stub your cigarette out just like that kind of thing. And overall, it is pretty much perfect for what I need. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, certainly no complaints on my behalf. But before I go ahead and actually get my cigarette all lit up and use this ashtray for the first time, I just want to go ahead and let you guys know what everything on it means and what the quality of it is like and everything like that kind of thing. So this kanji right here just means tobacco, and then this kanji right here just means tobacco shop. According to Google Translate, at least, I seriously doubt that this actually means tobacco shop. If I had to guess, it probably means tobacco storage instead. If I had to guess, probably means tobacco storage, probably not tobacco shop, but who knows in all honesty. But what I do know is that this most certainly means tobacco right here. And we can see the front is all red with some white borders and everything like that going around here. This looks a little bit like a smiley face, I ain't gonna lie. Like if there are two like little googly eyes right here or something like that kind of thing, it would literally look like a smiley face. I ain't gonna lie, I love that. I think it's so hilarious. It's such like a comfy looking, like it looks like a toy. This looks like a toy. Like this ashtray right here looks professional. It doesn't look like a toy. I will admit though, this looks like, especially with like the keychain and everything like that kind of thing, this looks like a little fob you're gonna put on your backpack that's like a little, just like a charm or something like that kind of thing. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, this is my cigarette smoker charm. I'm like, charms in Japan are very, very, very common for backpacks, I will admit. This is just my charm because I'm a cigarette smoker, you know what I'm saying? Certainly no complaints on my behalf. This is my version of a Bluetooth speaker. I'm cracking myself up right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm cracking myself up right now. But either way, we can just see red in the center with a white border going all the way around, and then we can see the sides are white as well, except for the middle right here. Now, this middle part, I'm not sure if it's actually made out of metal or not. I want to say it is made out of metal. Yeah, I want to say it is made out of metal. I want to say this whole thing is made out of metal. Then we can just see there's a little thing right here coming up to hold the keychain itself and everything like that kind of thing. And then the back is all blank and it's just white and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Really not much to say. It's all metal. All very good quality. It's definitely not the thickest metal ever or anything like that kind of thing, but pressing it with my fingers, I cannot bend it. I cannot bend it. Even the lid right here and everything like that kind of thing, I cannot bend it. It is pretty good quality overall, I will admit. Taking a look at the gaps and everything like that, there are some gaps right there, which does make me worry a little bit about ash getting out of this ashtray when it's closed up. If I have it in the side of my backpack or something like that kind of thing, I am a little bit worried that some ash, some smell might get out. This ashtray right here is really good about no ash spilling out, and honestly, it's very, very, very smell proof as well. And that's one of the things I really like about this ashtray, is that it is smell proof. And my worry with this one is that it's not going to be nearly as smell proof. But today, I do certainly hope to let you guys know whether it is or not. And I haven't even told you guys what I'm going to be smoking today. I think today I'm going to be smoking a little bit of a Lucky Strike filter cigarette from Japan. And I do think, without further ado, it is now time for me to go ahead and get my pocket all closed up, go ahead and get my ashtray all opened up, just like that. And now I'm going to go ahead and just put my ashtray on the ground. And I will admit, I do think I tend to sit in parking lots, and I tend to sit on like bricks a lot. When I definitely do think the bottom of this ashtray is going to get very, very, very scratched up over time. I ain't going to lie, y'all. I certainly do not think that it's going to look the nicest within 6 months of me using it consistently. But I mean, like, it's metal kind of thing, so it's going to be okay. Even if the paint goes off kind of thing, unless it starts rusting, it's going to be perfectly fine. And hopefully it won't start rusting, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully this is made out of aluminum or something like that, that is for sure. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get one of my Lucky Strike filtered cigarettes from Japan all out, you know what I'm saying? And now let's go ahead and get it lit up and start using my $8 portable ashtray that I bought in Japan for the first time, and find out whether it's actually my perfect portable ashtray or not. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get this cigarette right here all lit up. Yes sir, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get my lighter on my pocket first though. I have my lighter in my pocket today because it's a little bit chilly today, and my lighter does not like to light when it's cold out, especially when it's as windy as it is today, because it is a little bit windy today. Without further ado though, let's go ahead and get this cigarette lit up. Yes sir, you know what I'm saying? Man, oh man, certainly no complaints on my behalf right off the bat. I'm just gonna go and take a sip of water real quick as well, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, and I'm feeling like that wind is stealing a good amount of my cigarette, I ain't gonna lie. I can't be having that wind steal my cigarette, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and take another sip real quick, you know what I'm saying? Another sip, another hit real quick. And I think after one more hit, I think I should be all good to go ahead and try to ash my cigarette in this ashtray right here for the first time, and to let you guys know how good it actually is at catching ash and everything like that. For $8, hopefully it's going to be pretty good, but I definitely don't expect it to be the best because the opening is pretty small. But with some delicacy, I don't think it's going to be an issue. So let's just kind of put my cigarette just a little bit in right, just like that kind of thing, and just go and ash just like that, and there we go. That is the first ash in this ashtray just right off the bat, you know what I'm saying? Certainly no complaints on my behalf, that is for sure. And I'm gonna let you guys know as well, once I finish off the cigarette, just how ash proof this ashtray is, I do suppose, or how, I don't feel like that's the right way of putting that. How ash proof, how hard it is for the ash to get out. Like, I'm gonna shake it up and everything like that kind of thing and see if any of the ash falls out and see how truly good this ashtray is at keeping the ash in, I do suppose is the right way of putting it. The opposite of ash proof. Ash in, you know what I'm saying? I just put it on the ground and I'm just gonna go and ash in the ashtray again. And right off the bat, it is working exactly as I wanted from a portable ashtray from Japan. I ain't gonna lie, it is working exactly as I wanted. It is a little bit small, I ain't gonna lie, but it's portable, so I really can't complain too much. and it's working exactly how I want a portable ashtray to work. I can set it down next to me. I can just ash my cigarette inside of it with very little worry about ash going everywhere and everything like that kind of thing. Right off the bat, was it worth the $8? 100%. It's a great quality product. It looks pretty, it looks scarily like a children's toy, I will admit, but I mean, like, hey, that's no complaints on my behalf, that is for sure. And I mean, like, hey, it's a portable ashtray that's really good quality, and it only cost me $8, so I really can't complain, you know what I'm saying? I feel like if I was gonna buy a comparable product in the United States, it would be at least $10 kind of thing. So I do definitely feel like I got a decent deal, that is for sure. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. But the real test of the ashtray is going to be coming up very soon when I finish off this cigarette right here, because the real test of the ashtray is going to be finding out how well I can stub out my cigarette on the inside of the ashtray and how well it keeps the ash in. Those really are the real tests of a portable ashtray. And I'm also going to try to let you guys know how smell resistant it is as well, although honestly, I don't really expect it to be, in all honesty, smell resistant at all. I do expect it to leak smell quite a bit, as there's no sort of really like intense closing mechanism or anything like that kind of thing, or any like rubber seal or anything like that, which not having a rubber seal is a good thing. It means that this is going to last for a very long time, because the rubber seal is not going to disintegrate in a couple years when, well, rubber starts to disintegrate and everything like that kind of thing. So that is a good thing on one hand, but on the other hand, it means that the smell might get out really easily. But who knows? I could be wrong, and I am looking forward to finding out. Yeah, no, right off the bat, this ashtray really is working fantastically, you know what I'm saying? Certainly no complaints on my behalf right off the bat, that is for sure. There we go, there we go. Got all my ash in there, you know what I'm saying? Well, I think I have a couple more hits, and then after that, it is now time for me, and then after that, it is then time for me to go ahead and stub out my cigarette on the inside of this ashtray right here. I'm just gonna go and ash once again, and it's collecting the ash pretty well. It doesn't say on the pack, on the packaging, it did not say on the packaging for the ashtray how many butts it can fit inside of it, but if I had to guess, I don't think it could fit a whole pack inside of it, but I do definitely think it could probably fit, if I had to guess, probably at least, I'd say probably a solid, if you really shoved them in there, like 10 or 12 cigarette butts. I think you could fit a solid 10 or 12 cigarette butts in there, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. And I think a decent sized cigar butt would fit in there as well. And yeah, no, overall, I think you could fit a bunch inside this ashtray right here. Definitely more than you could fit in my $2 portable ashtray, that is for sure. But I've been letting the wind steal my cigarette just a little bit, so I'm just gonna go and ash this one more time, and I'm gonna go ahead and take a hit real quick. And now I'm gonna go ahead and stub out my first cigarette that I have ever used with this ashtray right here, in this ashtray right here, and go ahead and let you guys know how good it is at, well, having cigarettes get stubbed out inside of it. And right off the bat, you know, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's metal, so honestly, it isn't really sticking, like the ash where I stubbed it out and everything like that kind of thing isn't really sticking super well or anything like that kind of thing as well. Definitely seems easy to clean. Let's just go ahead and close it up real quick, and there we go. That was my first smoke with my new portable ashtray. Certainly no complaints on my behalf, that is for sure. Let's just tip it upside down, and let's just shake it a little bit and everything like that kind of thing. And right off the bat, like, it seems pretty good. Let's just grab that, so that's just not, is there any ash falling out or anything like that kind of thing? I feel like I saw a piece of ash, but there was also some ash just on the top of the ashtray that I slightly missed the inside of the hole, so maybe that was just that ash falling out, but just shaking it and everything. Okay, yeah, there definitely is a little bit of ash coming out. Yeah, there's definitely some ash coming out. So this definitely is not completely ash-proof, I will admit. This definitely does leak ash a little bit, but not significantly so. And yeah, we can see right here the ash was really trying to come out. We can see right there the ash was really trying to come out. This is definitely, it's a good portable ashtray kind of thing. It's good quality and everything like that, that is for sure, but it definitely does leak ash. And so I definitely have to say it's great, but I wouldn't really want to put it in my backpack. I think the way I'm going to be using this ashtray is I'm going to be using it, and I'm going to be using it like on hikes and stuff like that kind of thing, and using it when I'm around town and everything like that. But I'm not going to put it inside my backpack like this ashtray right here. I have no qualms with putting inside my backpack. I have zero issues with putting this ashtray right here inside my backpack, because honestly, it's not going to leak. And I know it's not going to leak. Like, this has ash in it right now, and it's not going anywhere kind of thing. It's compact. It's not going anywhere. No ash is leaking out of this ashtray right here. I have no qualms with putting this ash inside of my backpack, or this ash inside of my backpack. This ashtray inside of my backpack. Just getting my words just a little bit jumbled up, you know what I'm saying? This ashtray, on the other hand, it's cool. It is really nice. It's really good quality. Worth the $8, 100%. But I wouldn't really want to put it inside my backpack. The most I'd want to do with this, putting in my backpack wise, would be to put it in my water bottle holder, or to attach it to the outside of my backpack like it's meant to be attached to, and everything like that kind of thing. Like, I think like this, let's just jumble it around just a little bit and everything like that kind of thing. Yeah, no, there's not really any ash falling out of it or anything like that kind of thing. So I think it's all good like this way, but when you really try to tip it upside down, that's really when the issues happen. So yeah, this is definitely not as smell proof. Yeah, you can definitely smell the cigarette through this ashtray right here, so it's definitely not as smell proof. It's definitely not as ash proof as the $2 ashtray right here. I do definitely see why these are not sold everywhere, but if I had to guess, this might be a little bit of like an old style portable ashtray or something like that kind of thing. Not exactly sure. It was sold at the Tobacco and Salt Museum, of course, so maybe it's a historical item or something like that. I really have no clue, but it definitely has its issues, but it is still very cool to have as a souvenir, and it is still very cool to just be able to use in general. I definitely do think I'm going to be using it quite a bit over the I definitely have to say over the next week or so, I'm in Japan, and I definitely do think that even when I get back to the United States, I'm going to be using it quite a bit. I might not ash inside of the ashtray, I will admit, because the ash is going to fall out very easily, but I do think I will definitely be using it as a cigarette butt storage. I don't like to litter my cigarette butts, I will admit. I do not like to litter my cigarette butts, and honestly, I've been looking for my perfect cigarette butt storage for a while. And while this is not quite my perfect cigarette butt storage, it is very close to it. It is certainly very close to it. It's metal, it's good quality, it's a good talking piece. I personally think this is a good talking piece, otherwise I wouldn't be making a video on it, of course. And I think it's gonna be great for storing cigarettes inside of. But it's definitely not very ash resistant. It's definitely not very ash proof. I'm still trying to think of what the right way of putting that is, I will admit. It's definitely not perfect, let me just put it that way. But it definitely is better than not, and I definitely can see myself using it as a cigarette butt storage once I get back to the United States. And I really do think it's going to be a great cigarette butt storage, but actually ashing inside of it and then having it jumble around and everything like that kind of thing, you're going to get ash all over everything, and you're gonna smell like cigarette ash, in all honesty, kind of thing. So I can't see myself using it on any routine basis to actually ash inside of and everything like that kind of thing. But as a cigarette butt storage, I definitely do think it will be really, really, really good. Yeah, I think that's just about all I wanted to say. I'm gonna go and take a sip of water real quick. And now, without further ado, I do think it is now time for me to go ahead and end this video right here. I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about in this video. I talked about why I wanted this ashtray. I talked about what I'm going to be using it for. I talked about the ashtray itself. I demonstrated it and everything like that kind of thing. So I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover in this video. So as such, without further ado, I do think it is now time for me to go ahead and end this video right here. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed watching my video where I showed off and used my $8 metal portable ashtray from Japan for the first time. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, of course, please make sure to, well, like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. box, and my second channel, all in the description down below. Go check it all out. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, y'all. To the next one, stay safe and peace and have a great one. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying?